So my topic is on the Manhattan Project. How many in here have seen a grenade or bomb explode? Okay, yeah, maybe in a movie, but in reality, actually, no one has. So when bringing up the question, would there ever be a World War III, many people question, would there be nuclear weapons included in this war? They worry about such thing like the Manhattan Project, and I've been doing research on the Manhattan Project for the past 4 days. Although we learned a little bit about World War II, which included the Manhattan Project in high school, I will talk more about the Manhattan Project to learn more. That if we are ever questioned, would you like nuclear weapons to be included in our next third World War III? You might think about it and either choose yes or you would say no. So first, it all started with Japan, Germany, and Italy versus France, Great Britain, and the United States, with a little bit of China involved in it. They were at war. And so on December 21, 1938, a German physicist discovered how a uranium atom splits. So a uranium atom is an atom that has radiation on it. It's really bad for humans. We should not be close to it at all. And so the world feared that if the Nazis find out how to make an atomic bomb, then of course they could use that atomic bomb and kill everyone they want to kill, because of course the Nazis were killing who? The Jews, and any other race. In the book The Manhattan Project, edited by Cynthia C. Kelly, president of the Atomic Heritage Foundation, and introduced by Richard Rhodes, retrieved on April 24, 2014, says that on August 2, 1939, Albert Einstein warned President Franklin D. Roosevelt that Germany might have had an atomic weapon program. Therefore, on March 1941, British scientists urged the United States to develop a weapon such like a bomb. United States and Britain were ready to invest in this program, because making a bomb does cost a lot of money, because it includes materials and labor workers. The scientists working behind this program, actually it's a secret, behind this secret program, were wondering what kind of metals were going to be needed to make this bomb, and how were they going to finish the program, with what kind of intelligent mind are they going to need to complete this secret project. Okay, so now I would talk to you about who was in charge of the Manhattan Project. There was 2 people who were in charge of the Manhattan Project. They put their minds together. They're the ones that gathered up the people needed to create this project. And the first one was General Leslie R. Groves, who was the military head of the project, and he chose Julius Robert Oppenheimer, a scientific director, who together successfully accomplished the creation of the 2 atomic bombs. According to the information on Los Alamos Historical Society website, retrieved April 24, 2014, Groves and Oppenheimer wanted to work at a secret place. The place they wanted to work at, they wanted an isolated place, and one that would supply things such like water and enough space to create these 2 bombs, because they were not something small to deal with. It was something big to destroy a big city. 2 big cities, actually. They found 3 secret cities. One was close to the Clinch River in eastern Tennessee. The second one was on the Columbian River in eastern Washington. And the third one was in Rio Grande in northern New Mexico. Groves and Oppenheimer decided to stay in Los Alamos, New Mexico. The total amount of people that they decided to get to work in these secret cities were 125,000 people. This project was really something secret because they didn't want the Germans or the Italians or Japanese to know about what their secret mission was. They kept billboards around them, reminding their labor workers that to secure what they were doing. They had signs and billboards reminding them, such like, what you see here, what you do here, what you hear here, what you hear here, when you leave here, let it stay here. I have a picture where it shows billboards like this one. Who, me? Yes, you. Keep mum about this job. This project was really secret that they had them all around their labor workplace. In order to come into this place where they were working at, they needed a special badge. Without that badge, they were not allowed to go inside New Mexico, Los Alamos. The ones working inside the place, if they wanted to go to a certain destination, they had to let General Leslie R. Groves know that they were gonna go to a certain place. If not, they were not allowed to move from where they were at. So now that you know who was the ones in charge of the Manhattan Project, now we'll talk about how the U.S. took care of the atomic bomb. At last, the project was finished on December 17, 1944. The only thing they were waiting for was the decision of President Henry Truman. The bombs that were created were Fat Man and Little Boy. Before the U.S. bombing Japan, Japan had a chance to surrender, but they didn't take that chance. So, finally, on the day, August 6, 1945, the U.S. first dropped Little Boy, and when they dropped it in the city of Hiroshima, Japan. And it instantly, in 43 seconds, it instantly killed 80,000 people. It burned them to death. It burned them in seconds, destroying buildings all around them. Thereafter, on August 9, 1945, that's when they dropped Fat Man on the city of Nagasaki. Then after, on August 14, Japan finally surrendered because there was so many damage done to their cities. The two cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So once the bombs exploded, there was still people that survived, but those people had radiation in them, and so a disease inside them developed, which was called disease X. Unfortunately, this disease couldn't be cured because they didn't know what the radiation had or what could cure the radiation that was inside them. So after a few days, they would die. There was a survivor her name was Michiko Yamaka. She describes her experience saying, "There was no sound. I felt something strong. It was terribly intense. I felt colors. It wasn't heat. You can call it yellow. You can't call it yellow. You can't call it blue." Because what they saw was something quick. And so now to conclude it, now that you know a little bit more about the Manhattan Project, hopefully you understand how it will help out in the future if there's ever a chance that the United States makes us citizens vote, do you want there to be a nuclear war? What would you decide, yes or no? And that's it, that's on my blog. Thank you.